I don't wanna hurt no more. I don't wanna hurt no more.
So the first song is I'm Not God. So this song, it's not really a song. It's more so like a monologue kind of thing. And before you understand why I wrote I'm Not God, I feel like I need to give like the inspiration behind the song, which is a song that I really love, which is called God is a Woman by one of my favorite artists of all time, Ariana Grande. So in her song, she talks about, she likens women to God, which I feel like, okay, for me as a listener, how I took the song was that she was saying that women are powerful and we're strong and that we can handle anything that's thrown at us because we're not only like emotional beings of the earth, but we're also like spiritual beings. And she likens our spirituality to that of God, and that's why she says God is a woman. And so for me, being a woman and saying I'm not God, really, I don't want to like to take away from the song because it's a powerful song and it empowers women, and I love that. For me, moving away and saying I'm not God is more so me rejecting perfectionism and me rejecting the fact that I should be at my best at all times. And if you listen to the monologue, you will hear me just going through what made me be a perfectionist and how I struggle with that even with like my interactions with people and people around me. So I was just trying to move away from that and saying I'm not God, because for me I liken God to perfection, a force that keeps everything together and makes sure everything goes in a perfect way, has created destiny, has created fate. So in a sense, God is a perfect being and has created a perfect universe, and everything that we go through is how it's supposed to be. And so for me, saying I'm not God, just saying that as much as I have been created by a perfect being, I am human and I should be allowed to make mistakes, and I should not feel like people expect so much from me such that I don't allow myself to make mistakes and don't allow myself to do things without fear of being judged or being ridiculed or being corrected harshly. So that's the first song I not put. Like I said before, I had the scene part, the song, the actual song, which is on the chord first. Then I reflected on it, then wrote the monologue, just rejecting perfectionism and all its morphs and any shape and size that it comes in. I reject perfectionism, and that was the song. That was what the song was about, and I feel like it was important for the song to be at the first song that you listen to, just to give you like a brief introduction of who I am as an artist and how I will be handling my art moving forward, my music, my writing. Doesn't matter. Do not expect me to be perfect because I am not a perfect being. So that is I'm Not God, song number one. So song number two is Overstimulated, which I think is one of my most special. I won't say it's like my favorite song, but it's definitely a special song. Overstimulated, like I said, is about those feelings of anxiety and sometimes the fear of fear being greater than the fear itself, and just admitting that it's been very vulnerable. I wanted the first songs to be very, very vulnerable and very just expressive, and I wanted to not fear talking and saying how I felt, and whatever fears that I had going in definitely faded away as I continued. Even with my music, I was always scared to like sing and let people hear my voice or just talk about things I was feeling, just open to expressing myself. And as I continued recording and continued singing and listening to the end products of that. Definitely the fear faded away over time, such that now I've got the studio record. I don't mind if there are like 20 people in the studio. I will record and I will sing and I will express myself. So overstimulated was about just being in my head all the time and allowing the fear that I feel to cripple me to the point that I can't live my life fully and I can't allow myself to blossom and bloom and become this extraordinary being that I feel like I was always meant to be. So overstimulated was really about just admitting that to myself. That's why the song is very mellow, it's very chill. It's supposed to give you like an opposite effect of like anxiety, which is like racing and it's loud and you can't really hear anything past yourself. So it was supposed to like mellow you out and just keep you calm and just just like yeah. So that was song number 2, overstimulated. Song number 3, which is Calm Down, which is, I will always sing that this is the first song that I ever recorded, like the first time I ever stepped into a studio, I recorded Calm Down. And I remember the next day after I recorded, my producer was like producing the song, just like doing whatever the producers do. And he had like friends over, and the friends were like, "Oh, who is that?" Because I was in like another room that I could hear. And so they asked him, "Who's that?" And then he says, it's her, and she's never been in a studio before. And they were shocked, like, "You've never stepped in a studio and you sound like..." So it was really special, like just hearing someone who doesn't know me, who had no idea about me, just like react to the song the way that it was special. So Calm Down always has a special place in my heart, and people who tell me that they love Calm Down, they know themselves. You all have a special place in my heart because that's like the first thing that I ever did. And Calm Down is a song about being with someone and that person has I don't say he or she, she or they gain so much from the relationship, and so they come to like a higher ground, and you're still like down here and you're not really getting anything from the relationship. So it's like that person is up here enjoying the relationship, enjoying every benefit that comes with the relationship, and then you're down here just like wallowing and struggling. So you're telling that person, calm down, like I need you. Yeah, basically that's it. That's song number 3, Calm Down. Song number 4, Conflicted. Listen, I don't feel like I need to say too much about this song because the song kind of speaks for itself. I remember when I was writing this song, I was so distraught and I was like an emotional wreck at that point, and I was angry and felt a bit hopeless, and I don't like talking about songs like this because they just take me out of this bed and I don't want to go back to it. But the song is really about just being conflicted. Like you don't know if you should leave, don't know if you should stay, but I don't know if you start feeling like that, I feel like you should just leave because no one should put you in such a situation where you're like wondering whether you should leave or stay, especially if it's not beneficial to you or if it's taking too much from you. And I feel like that's how I felt when I was writing Conflicted. And I'll just say this: if ever you feel the way I felt when I was writing Conflicted, leave. That's song number 4, Conflicted.
I don't wanna hurt no more. I don't wanna hurt no more, baby. I don't wanna hurt no more. I don't wanna hurt no more, baby.